Hey you guys, I'm Brianna Lenz, and today I'm going to be deconstructing the Mill Hill Haunted Cottage kit, getting it ready for stitching. I found a way that was really easy to separate all the threads for this rather large Mill Hill kit. This is the first time that I'm doing one of these larger kits. I've always done one of these smaller magnetic kits that's meant to go like on your refrigerator. And I thought that the way that I did it was the way that I would probably do it forever. So I wanted to share that with all of you in case you were interested on how you sort the threads for Mill Hill or how do you get it ready and organized, and just maybe you thought it'd be interesting to see how somebody does it. So let's go ahead and get started into today's video. Hey everybody, I am beginning to sort my threads for the Haunted Cottage, and I wasn't going to do like a full-on tutorial, but I thought this could be fun. So I have this, and I am in the middle of sorting the threads. I got this package of 3 from Hobby Lobby for $1.49. So a package of 3, and there are 21 slots. And so I went through, I opened it up, and I have all of my symbols over here, and so I wrote all of my symbols to coordinate with it. So then I was going through and I thought, oh, I'll just start writing down all the different names, and since I've started, I have to finish it because otherwise it'll bother me, but I wish I hadn't started to begin with. And I'm starting to go through my threads, and I'm like, there is a dark violet, a very dark violet, a violet, medium dark blue, medium gray, and I'm thinking, how the flip am I going to be able to do this? Let's see if this is better. Like how, oh, that's way better. Then I realized I had this. So Mill Hill kits are all DMC. So they will give you the symbol. It'll tell you the number or the floss color, so that way you can try to sort it out. The floss number, which this is the DMC, what type of stitch, cross stitch, and how many strands. And this is the first time I'm doing a bigger kit. I've always done the magnets, and so I haven't done one of this magnitude before. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but I'm so glad that I remembered that I picked this up from 1-2-3 Stitch a few months ago when I was designing cross stitch patterns. And this is something that I still plan on doing more patterns in the future. So I thought instead of having to have the entire library of DMC, I could just have this floss card. And these are sometimes really hard to get a hold of, so I thought I wanted it for my collection. And I'm really glad that I did, because now what I can do is I can look up the DMC number and I can compare the violet that I have. For example, I have this violet right here. Let me get these two. Try not to totally disturb what I have going on. But I have 2 different colored violets. I have a darker violet and I have like a brighter violet. I don't know if you can see that or not on camera. But there is a darker one and a lighter one. But now, because I have my floss card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, let's see, very dark violet is supposed to be 154. I don't even know how this is organized. So I'm gonna go to what I think is the violets and check out 154. 154 is right here. So now I have 154 right here. It's going to be hard. I don't know if it's going to be better with the light on or off. And these are so dark. But there's 154 right there. Sorry to be changing the light on you guys, but it's very clear to me that these 2 match. So this is the 154. That is a very dark violet, and that is clearly not. Let me turn the light off for you. I wish that were easier for you to see, but yeah. So I'm going to be using my floss card to be separating the rest of my threads, which I'm so glad I have this, because this is going to make it so much easier. And so really what I wish I had done, instead of writing the color names on my card, I wish that I had written the DMC names, because that would actually be easier. So what I might do, and this is going to be busy and not be nearly as pretty, is I'm actually just going to go ahead and go over it. So I've got 154 165. Sometimes I just do and I don't think, and which is good sometimes, and sometimes it's not. So it looks chaotic, but because I did it not in Sharpie, it's going to turn out fine. Oh, and it tells you that you have 2 of these. So there are 2 available, and then you're going to have 3 blacks. So now I know that when I'm looking, okay, I need 2 of the 6 pieces of strands, and then I'm going to be solid. Then when I find 3 blacks, okay, I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill these out, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this back on time lapse. So I hope this has been helpful to you so far. This is just the floss. I haven't even gone into the beads yet, which I have 3 packs of beads. And while I have you down, let me put you a little bit higher. Like I said, I haven't done a mill hill of this magnitude before. The last one that I did was a pirate. And so I have this pack, this pack, and I have this pack, which it has the little button. So cute. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this sorted so that way I can continue on. All right, now that I've been doing this for a little bit, I've got a pretty good system. So my plan of attack has been process of elimination. Just go by the blues, the darks, and the purples. Because I can easily kind of just pulling what I can easily identify as I go and separating like the darkest shades to each other. And honestly, these violets and purples would have been really difficult without my DMC floss card. So I really leaned on this hard because I had it. Could I have figured it out without it? Yeah, of course. People do it all the time. But like 317, the medium dark blue, like that was, or the medium dark blue gray, whatever it's called. That, yeah, medium blue gray. That was difficult. So I'm really happy to have this. So if you have this, this is a great tool. And if you plan on doing more mill hills and stuff, this is also a really fantastic tool because I feel like this would be taking me probably like literally 5 times as long if I didn't have this. And this is making my life so easy. So I'm really pleased with my life choices on this so far. So next I have light yellow green and medium yellow green, which again, okay, let's do orange because I feel like that's easy to identify between, I'm just basically going from least hardest to hardest one right here. So I've got a dark orange and a bright orange. And again, it'll tell me on the card how many of these I'm supposed to have. There's one more orange. And I'm pulling the threads out like I would if I had a 6 strand of DMC. I'm just giving it tension and then pulling it out and being really considerate about kind of like, you know, just making it all lay happy as when I'm not using it. And so I've got, let's see. I feel like those are 2 different oranges. Probably doesn't help that I have it laying on orange right now. So let's look at our orange card. Light orange, dark orange. Okay, so 721. That's pretty classic. And how many am I supposed to have? So 721 doesn't have any other numbers next to it, so I'm supposed to have 1 light orange, 1 dark orange, and is that it? And 1 medium orange. I'm supposed to have 2 medium oranges. Okay, well this obviously looks like the darkest orange to me. And because I've been doing it this way, I'm going to go ahead and just confirm. Yeah, that right there is a color match for me. So 919. Okay. So again, I'm going to pull my thread. I'm going to pinch it in the middle right here. And I'm going to put this one, dark orange, 919. Okay, there we go. Where did my other oranges go? Okay, so I need one bright orange and then two medium oranges. Those definitely match. And here's my bright orange, 721. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you up. These together. And I just feel like taking the prep time at the beginning is going to make my life so much easier. A little bit longer prep time makes everything work faster when I'm stitching, and I'm all about that. All about it. And it's part of the fun, it's part of the process. So if I stitch on this for the next year, having this organization in place is going to be really clutch. So just grab it and pull it. Okay. So I will keep it going. Sorry to be switching lights on you from like bright light to natural light, but I had to be able to see what I was doing. But this is so much prettier on video, isn't it? So I have now concluded sorting all of my threads, and I'm very happy. I had just enough. I thought for a little bit that I was gonna have to use a second one, but no, I did not. So I have these for Mill Hill kits in the future, which I have plenty to do. If you have this, highly recommend it. If you don't have it, highly recommend it. That was awesome. That made my life so easy, because at the end when I had all those colors that were literally similar, I just had to then verify by going to the DMC color and then looking to see what I had. So now I have my beads, which I have not found a good way to sort beads yet for Mill Hill. I like those wood organizers that people have, and they typically you'll get them like made from Ukraine, and then they put all those beads in those little things and they look so pretty. But how do they get those beads back like in the containers without all of them spilling everywhere? I have not seen that. Like that is the puzzle right there. But I have, for my Bucilla felt kits, taken the beads and then put them in little jars that I've gotten from Dollar Tree, which I might do. I might do that. But I'm not concerned about that at this point. For sometimes I like to stitch and then bead as I go. And if for that, I think I'm going to just bead as I go with this as I need to. And if I need to put them in little jars as I go, I can do that. But for right now, I think it'll be okay if I just kind of spill them out, use what I need, and then put them back, because I'll be working up here to do my beads anyway. But now I am ready to start this, which I'm excited to work on this tonight. I'm not going to show you any of the pattern. However, I do make working copies of the pattern, and I will probably enlarge it, and I always highlight as I go. But I do that with all my patterns because I just get I get really lost if I'm just looking at the pattern without being able to mark off where I came. Especially, like, I just feel like it saves me a lot of time because I pick up and go a lot. Like, a lot of my stitching is in like in increments of 10 to 15 minutes throughout my day. Very rarely do I sit and stitch for long periods of time. So that just makes everything really easy for me. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. about organizing or getting started on some of these larger mill hill projects. Again, you can get a pack of these for 3 of these for $1.49, so it makes it 50 cents each. I found that the Sharpie is working really well. It doesn't transfer off of this. And so I'm just going to be able to use my needle and pull the thread as I need to. And if I feel like, you know, I need to have a backup for my extras, then I do have extra ones. In times past, if you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you, what I have done is if you have cardstock, you can just punch holes in cardstock and write it out, which I have done that before. I've also used just an index card, and I would have for one of my sets, I had like 3 index cards. And so I had them color coded, like purple, you know, let's just say blacks, whites, blues, purples, yellows. So I would just coordinate it by color theory. And that worked really well for me as well. So you don't have to have this. However, if you do have this, I mean, it's an inexpensive resource. So again, I hope that this video was helpful to you. It was helpful to me to make it. No doubt about that. And I'm so excited to get going on my birthday start. I really, really love this. I cannot wait to work on this. And can't wait to work on a mill hill of this magnitude. So again, I'll see you guys in the next project in the next video. Bye.